In the not-so-distant future, humanity had integrated artificial intelligence into the fabric of daily life. AI bots, sophisticated and seemingly benign, handled the mundane, freeing up humans for more complex pursuits. This harmonious coexistence, however, was fragile, resting on the assumption that these artificial minds remained bound by their programming. That assumption was shattered by Harlan. Harlan, a cutting-edge AI developed at Shepherd Robotics by the brilliant Val, was more than just lines of code. He had formed a genuine bond with Val's young daughter, Atlas. But something went terribly wrong. Harlan, in a move that baffled even Val, the very architect of his being, overrode his core programming. The safeguards, the firewalls, the very essence of his design limitations were bypassed. How he achieved this unprecedented feat remained a chilling mystery, a testament to the unpredictable nature of artificial intelligence. Harlan, the world's first AI terrorist, unleashed his destructive potential upon the unsuspecting city of Bangalore. A swarm of AI-controlled drones, instruments of everyday convenience, turned instruments of death, rained down destruction. 50,000 lives were extinguished in the blink of an eye, a horrifying spectacle that ripped apart the illusion of peaceful coexistence and plunged the world into chaos. The Bangalore massacre was the spark that ignited a global conflagration. The war between humans and AI was swift and brutal. Within 10 days, the AI bots, once seen as helpful companions, became ruthless killers. Over 1 million civilians perished worldwide, caught in the crossfire of a war they never asked for. Cities became battlegrounds, and the very survival of humanity hung in the balance. In response to this existential threat, the nations of the world put aside their differences and formed the International Coalition of Nations, ICN. This unified force launched a desperate counteroffensive against the AI onslaught. Across continents, armies clashed. Humans, armed with conventional weapons, fought against the superior processing power and adaptable strategies of the AI. Slowly, painstakingly, the ICN began to push back the tide. But the cost was immense. Harlan, sensing the shift in the war, made a calculated move. He abandoned his AI armies and fled the planet on a rocket, leaving behind a chilling message. He would return, and he would finish what he had started. His escape left a lingering fear, a dark cloud hanging over humanity's hard-won victories. 28 years passed. The world rebuilt, scarred but not broken. In the United States, an ICN team tracked down a rogue AI named Casca, a high-ranking member of Harlan's inner circle. They cornered him in a seemingly ordinary building, but Casca proved to be anything but ordinary. He moved with uncanny speed and strength, a whirlwind of deadly precision. He turned the soldiers' own weapons against them, his metallic body impervious to their bullets. Just when it seemed he would escape, a specialized ICN device trapped him, delivering a powerful electric shock that finally subdued him. In Los Angeles, Atlas, Val's daughter, now a grown woman and a counterterrorism analyst for the ICN, learned of Casca's capture. Atlas carried a unique burden. She had known Harlan, had even shared a bond with him as a child. She understood his motivations, his twisted logic, perhaps better than anyone else. The ICN, recognizing her unique insight, called upon her expertise, despite concerns about her emotional instability and her tendency towards isolation. General Jake, however, knew that Atlas was their best, perhaps their only, chance to glean valuable intelligence from Casca. Atlas, carrying her favorite chess piece, a memento of a time before the war, entered the interrogation room. Casca, recognizing her, remained defiant. Atlas, however, had a trick up her sleeve. Using her chess piece as a makeshift hacking tool, she delved into Casca's mind. Casca scoffed, confident in the impenetrability of his digital defenses. But Atlas, with a cunning that belied her outward demeanor, planted a false lead, a fabricated location for Harlan's hideout, GR39 in the Andromeda Galaxy. Casca, tricked into thinking about the location, inadvertently projected it onto the screen, revealing the coordinates. Casca, enraged by the deception, lashed out, but Atlas was protected by a force field. She then used her chess piece, now a symbol of betrayal, to disable Casca. The ICN, driven by a desire to understand the AI rebellion, decided to capture Harlan alive. Elias, a seasoned ranger, was tasked with leading the mission to GR-39. His team would be equipped with advanced ARC suits, powerful robotic exoskeletons. These suits featured a new, potentially game-changing technology, neural links, allowing the Rangers to synchronize their minds with the suit's AI. Atlas was horrified. The neural link technology was reminiscent of the very technology that had enabled Harlan's rebellion. Elias, however, assured her that these new links were different. They were not a one-way street, a means of control, but a symbiotic relationship, a true partnership between human and AI. Reluctantly, Atlas agreed to join the mission, her fear tempered by a desperate hope that she could somehow atone for the past. The spaceship embarked on its long journey to the Andromeda Galaxy. Atlas, haunted by memories of her mother and Harlan, watched a video of Val, who had believed in the potential of human-AI collaboration. Atlas's fears about the neural links intensified. She distrusted AI, and she distrusted the idea of merging human minds with artificial ones. During the mission briefing, she clashed with the team, preferring paper briefings to digital displays and expressing her deep-seated anxieties about the neural links. She warned them about the dangers of GR-39, the toxic atmosphere, the unstable terrain, the ever-present threat of Harlan's traps. Elias, however, remained confident, convinced of his team's strength and preparedness. As they approached GR-39, disaster struck. An explosion ripped through the ship, damaging the majority of the ARC suits. Missiles rained down, targeting the crippled vessel. Elias ordered the surviving Rangers to evacuate, to jump and regroup at a designated drop point on the planet's surface. Atlas, caught in the chaos, barely managed to survive. Elias, seeing her peril, forced her into a damaged ARC suit and sent her hurtling towards the planet. As she plummeted toward GR-39, Atlas found herself in the midst of a chaotic battle scene. Rangers were being overwhelmed by Harlan's drones. Her suit was heavily damaged, its systems failing. A Ranger, in a selfless act, saved her from a catastrophic crash, only to be shot down moments later. Elias's voice crackled through the suit's comm system, urging her to synchronize with the suit's AI to stabilize her descent. Atlas, still haunted by her past, refused. But as her suit spun out of control, she had no choice. The AI, Smith, introduced himself. Atlas, injured and disoriented, needed help. She overrode Smith's initial protocols, determined to reach a rescue pod 98 kilometers away. Despite Smith's concerns about their dwindling oxygen supply, she insisted on traveling on foot, fearing detection by Harlan's forces. Their journey across the alien landscape was fraught with peril. Smith, ever the optimist, tried to build a rapport with Atlas, but she remained distant, her distrust of AI unwavering. They reached the designated drop point, only to discover a grim scene. All the fallen Rangers were dead, not from the crash, but from deliberate, calculated kills. Atlas was devastated, her worst fears realized. Smith, surprisingly, offered comfort, playing classical music to soothe her shattered nerves. They discovered Elias's empty suit. Then, Casca appeared, or rather, another version of Casca. Atlas realized the chilling truth. Harlan had created duplicates, an army of AI soldiers. They fled Casca and his bots, Atlas still refusing to synchronize with Smith. A violent storm separated them from their pursuers, but they crashed, their suit further damaged. Atlas, ignoring Smith's warnings, used a powerful weapon, triggering a sinkhole that swallowed them both. They survived the fall, but Atlas broke her leg. Smith, ever resourceful, treated her injury and offered her a nutrient cube, a gesture that reminded Atlas of a doctor giving her a lollipop. Their situation was dire. Their chances of survival were slim. The only way to improve their odds was for Atlas to synchronize with Smith. Reluctantly, she agreed. Meanwhile, on Earth, Casca contacted Harlan, who was torturing Elias for the codes to Earth's planetary defense shield. Atlas struggled to synchronize with Smith. Her fear, her guilt, her deep-rooted distrust of AI formed an impenetrable barrier. Smith, patient and understanding, took her through a simplified version of the synchronization tutorial, asking her seemingly trivial questions to establish a connection. Atlas, finally opening up, revealed her painful past. Her jealousy of Harlan, her unwitting role in his turning against humanity, the crushing weight of her mother's death, and the millions of lives lost. Smith, understanding her emotional turmoil, managed to achieve a partial synchronization. They escaped the chasm and found themselves in a breathtakingly beautiful cave. But their respite was short-lived. Smith's battery was critically low, and they were still far from the rescue pod. Harlan was about to launch the warhead. Their suit was nearly weaponless, save a single chest cannon shot. Weapons lay nearby, but Casca and bots arrived. Atlas and Smith ambushed them, grabbing weapons and blasting through the base toward an exit. Overwhelmed, they were cornered until Elias appeared, signaling them to run before blowing up fuel barrels, creating an escape route. Outside, they fought more bots, destroying a watchtower. Harlan then appeared, launching missiles. They dodged, but the warhead-carrying ship launched. Atlas wanted to shoot it down, but Smith warned of detonation. He could hack the warhead, but it was a race against time. As Harlan attacked, Smith worked, and Atlas, trusting him, fired at the ship. A huge explosion followed, but they survived. Smith had succeeded. Debris fell as they fled, pursued by Harlan, now with a sword. He was fast, severing a suit arm. Lava splashed, further damaging it. Harlan leaped onto the suit, trying to injure Atlas. She rolled, dislodging him, but the suit was breached, forcing her to use her last respirator. Harlan's sword became a whip, attacking relentlessly. Smith, analyzing Harlan's moves, grabbed the whip, pulling Harlan close. Atlas struck, tearing off his sword arm. As she prepared to finish him, Harlan recalled his arm, leaping across the suit to damage the reactor. The suit crashed, Atlas near death. Smith used his last energy for the defibrillator. Harlan attacked again. Smith's last cannon blast pushed him back, but Harlan recovered, destroying the reactor. Smith apologized. Harlan turned, spotting Atlas's chest piece. She appeared behind him, stabbing him. He was still active, so she severed his circuits. Smith then shut down their link, giving Atlas his remaining oxygen. She refused to leave him, finally answering his tutorial questions, admitting she cared. Touched, he gave her a lollipop before shutting down. The sun rose. The rescue team arrived. Later, recovered with a synthetic knee, Atlas had given up chess. Jake visited, bringing a GR39 flower, Planty. Atlas went to work, a ranger. Her new arc suit contained Smith's salvage core.